guys! So I thought in today's video it would be a good idea to share with you all some practical tips for your skincare while traveling. It's the holiday time and a lot of us are traveling to see families for different family gatherings, or maybe you're taking a vacation to get away from family, whatever it may be. I thought now would be a good time to share these tips with you. My number one tip is to keep your skincare routine simple and as close to what you do at home as possible, particularly in regards to the products that you use. It's not uncommon for people to experience flares of dry skin or of eczema or worsening acne around traveling. This is due to the fact that the plane, if you fly on a plane, it can be very drying. You're going to a different environment. It's stressful to travel, and all of those things can creep up on your skin. And so sticking to your routine and sticking to the products that you normally use at home is going to be your best bet, and it actually reduces the number of unknowns when problems do arise, because it's not like, well, I use this new thing, maybe it was that. So use the products that you normally use at home rather than relying on what they provide you in the hotel. A lot of times the products that they provide in hotels are really actually very cheap quality. They tend to be heavily fragranced and can actually be very, very dry. Now, while traveling, it is important to stick to whatever skincare routine you normally do and to stick to those skincare products. But I also suggest considering paring down your routine for travel purposes, just to cut down on the number of things that you have to take with you and deal with. Specifically focus on just the essentials of your skincare routine and really what should be the basis of any skincare routine, and that is a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. Really just those three things should be enough to get you through. So if you use toners or essences or a lot of different serums, ask yourself, do I really need to lug this with me all over the country? And probably not. Skipping those things for a few nights, a week is not going to make a huge difference. But if you are on any prescription medications, topical medications, prescription acne creams, whatever, rosacea creams, bring those with you for sure and don't skip those. As far as bringing your skincare products with you though, I find that it's best to use little reusable containers and aliquot your skincare products into those containers, so you don't necessarily have to travel with a whole big bottle. So for example, a lot of camping stores actually make some great products for aliquoting your toiletries. I'll link some of my favorites down below in the description box. Another container though that you can consider using for small aliquots of things are old contact lens cases. Just wash them out and you can aliquot small amounts of skincare products into the contact lens case, and that way you don't have to lug the whole big bottle around with you. This can really be handy if you're just going overnight and you don't necessarily even want to bring your whole toiletry bag. Just having a few little contact lens cases of some of the essentials and maybe a bottle of sunscreen. Probably one of the most frequently asked questions though about travel skincare is how to take care of your skin on the airplane. And what happens when you go in an airplane, the moisture in the air cabin is so low that it can really dry out your skin, and that can actually flare acne if you have underlying acne, and if you have eczema, it can precipitate a flare of your eczema. So a really good idea before you get on the plane, while you're in the holding pen as I call it, or in the waiting area, go ahead and apply a heavy moisturizer to your face, like a night cream for example, or a moisturizing ointment or balm. I'm going to be doing a video on some of my favorite ointments and balms for the skin, so stay tuned for that. It may actually already be up, but I'll list a few of them down below in the description box for you. To your entire face, around the eyes, to the lips, the neck, and the hands. This can really help. Put it on before you actually get in the plane, before you actually get in that dry environment, because really what you're doing is creating a barrier to water loss that will slow down the loss of water from the skin when you get in that dry cabin. You also can use a moisturizing sunscreen, and that's particularly a good idea if you're traveling by plane early in the morning and you're arriving to your destination during the daylight hours and you're going to be exposed to the sun. It's a good idea to just use a moisturizing sunscreen to all of these areas. But do know that the glass in the windows in an airplane, that glass does filter out ultraviolet radiation. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to worry that you're getting high levels of UV exposure in the plane. But it is still a good idea to go ahead and just have your sunscreen with you and apply it if you're going to be getting off the plane during daylight hours and, you know, going to your destination. Also around air travel, I get questions about how to sanitize your hands, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. You do need to practice really good hand hygiene around travel, namely to reduce the risk of getting a cold or flu when you're traveling. You know, airplanes, they're full of germs that can make you sick. And airports, I mean, you know, people tend to get sick when they travel. Hand hygiene is key for reducing the transmission of those viruses and whatnot. And it's kind of a double-edged sword in that you need to do it, but it's going to dry out your skin. And that is hand washing and also using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Yeah, make sure you wash your hands before you put on moisturizer or sunscreen, or use a hand sanitizer. The issue with hand sanitizers in particular, but also just washing your hands, is that it's going to dry out your skin on your hands quite a bit. If you're using a scented hand soap or a alcohol-based hand sanitizer that has fragrance, that can get transferred to the skin on your face and cause irritation and problems. So it's kind of tricky. I'll list some of my favorite hand sanitizers down below in the description box for you guys, but hand hygiene is something that you do have to be on top of while you're traveling, because there are so many cold and flu viruses hanging out in the air cabin and in the airport that you don't want to get sick. So that's really, really important to not only your skin, but your whole body health. Nobody wants to get sick. I also get questions in terms of airplane travel about using sheet masks or facial sprays to deliver hydration to the skin. And I say skip that stuff, because a lot of those products are laden with fragrance and irritating ingredients that actually can worsen skin problems and just set you up for failure. So I don't recommend chasing after those. Also, many of them are mostly just water and some humectants, which are good ingredients in moisturizers, but if you just rely, remember back to my moisturizer Q&A, if you just rely on humectants in your skincare products like hyaluronic acid, and you don't have, the products don't have, or you're not using occlusive ingredients like balms or creams, that water that the humectant ingredient holds on to and helps increase is actually going to be useless. The water will just evaporate right out of your skin without those occlusive ingredients on top. So if anything, the mist and sheet mask can get you into trouble. I do really enjoy doing the hydrogel under eye patches when I travel on a plane. I find that it brightens up the under eye area and really feels nice. Yeah, personally, I've really enjoyed the Boots No. 7 under eye hydrogel patches. I'll link them down below. You can get them at Ulta. They're pretty affordable. They actually have some very nice humectants as well as other moisturizing ingredients, so they're more complete in terms of what they deliver on the underside of that little hydrogel patch. I find they're really nice to put on kind of right before you get off the plane, just to deliver some focused hydration right there under the eye. And then when you get off the plane, you know, go into the bathroom or whatever, wash your hands, take the hydrogel eye patches off, and put a little sunscreen around your eyes. And that really can set you up for having, you know, brighter looking eyes, and your eyes also being protected from the sun when you go outdoors. So that would be my little tip as far as airplane travel. But, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but those are just some little tips to kind of minimize upset. But try to not get overly obsessive or worried about skincare on the plane, and try and just relax and enjoy the flight. And if anything, if you relax and maybe take a nap, you know, that'll help things out. Chill out. My next tip though for travel is to bring a personal humidifier. You know, if you travel somewhere, the chances are hotel rooms, they can be so dry. The air in a hotel room can be really dry. If you go to an Airbnb, you never know what you're walking into. And if you stay at somebody's house, you know, sometimes people like to crank up the heaters. Maybe you're traveling somewhere where it's a lot drier. Bring a personal humidifier. Yeah, you can get these great little personal humidifiers on Amazon. I recommend them. I'll link them down below. One is the Novo Lido. It's only like 22 bucks, and you just put a a little filtered water or tap water in, and you can keep that by the bedside. But you just put a little tap water in it, and it's very portable and very small and easy to travel with. That can really help a lot, just keeping that on at night. There's also ones that these cool mist humidifiers that are really cute. They're like a little cactus. Those two are handy. They go by a USB port. I'll list those down below, but they're not as travel friendly, but they are kind of fun to have like at your desk as a side note. All right, so I talked about the humidifier. The other thing though to keep in mind is situational skincare products that you might want to bring with you. You know, it's kind of going to be dependent on your skin issues. Say for example, you have acne, and you know when you travel, your acne can flare. You've got your basic skincare products that you always use. You have any prescription acne medications, but it's also a good idea to bring with you a spot acne treatment, or consider it like a benzoyl peroxide leave-on product or salicylic acid spot treatment, because you can tell the first signs of a breakout occurring. If that's happening while you are traveling, you can go ahead and start using a spot treatment, and that will reduce the duration of the breakout and prevent breakouts in the surrounding skin. So you want to have that with you. You don't want to be like, oh God, I feel like my skin's about to break out, or you know, I'm seeing my skin's close to breaking out, and I don't have my spot treatment. So bringing the spot treatment with you is a good idea. The other sort of situational skincare product is if you're traveling to a tropical area or anywhere where there are a lot of bugs, mosquitoes, you know, you want to have insect repellent. Sometimes it's not always easy to travel with, and it may be something that you are better off buying when you arrive. But if you are going somewhere where there are a lot of bugs, consider bringing in over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream, because if you get a bug bite, it's going to be itchy, and using a hydrocortisone cream on the bug bite can help reduce the itch and help the itchy bug bite to heal faster. So that's another good product to just kind of have in your travel bag in case you get a bug bite. Then you have that to combat the itch. I have a video talking about steroid creams, and I'm talking about hydrocortisone cream, over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream. Last set of tips revolves around your sun protection. You know, stepping away from products, obviously you want to bring sunscreen, make sure you have enough of it, but bring sun protective clothing. That's going to help your skin more so than like a bunch of products. Bring a sun protective broad brimmed hat. Make sure you have long sleeves, something that you can layer on over maybe a lighter tank top or something. Sunglasses. This is really important. I can't count on my hands the number of times that I have been traveling and I've been stuck somewhere outside without any coverage in, you know, full UV exposure, and I'm, you know, have relied heavily on the use of the hat and the sunglasses and whatnot. So it's really important. You want to just have it in your carry-on bag, your purse, whatever. So I'll list some of my favorite sun protective clothing down below in the description box. I recently got this UV protective scarf that initially I was like, how useful is this going to be? But I took it with me to San Diego, and it made a huge difference. I also took it with me to Los Angeles. It's really handy just for wrapping around, you know, when it's warm out, but you want to wear a tank top, but it's sunny. It's that kind of thing that you can just wrap around your shoulders and your upper chest and your neck and protect those areas from the sun. And so you can comfortably walk around outdoors and not have as much sun exposure. And also the hat. So I'll list my favorites that I wear down below for you guys if you're interested. So yeah, those are my tips for travel skincare. Again, I'll link all the stuff that I mentioned down below in the description box. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. If you're traveling anywhere, comment below where you're going. I'd love to know. I love hearing about your travels and living vicariously through you guys. So tell me about where you're going, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope this video was useful to you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.